Welcome to Little English Studio, the place where history, culture, and the world's greatest stories come alive in clear, beautiful English. Today, we journey to the heart of Albania, a country where mountains rise like ancient guardians and stone cities whisper tales of centuries long gone. Our destination is a pair of remarkable UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the historic centres of Berat and Gjirokastër. These cities stand as living museums, shaped by time, tradition, and the artistry of generations. Let's begin our journey. In the rugged landscapes of southern Albania, two ancient cities rise from the valleys and hills like great stone manuscripts. Berat, famously known as the City of 1,000 Windows, glows with white Ottoman-era houses cascading down the slopes beneath a mighty medieval citadel. Gjirokastër, often called the City of Stone, is built almost entirely of grey rock, with tall stone-roofed houses rising like miniature fortresses. Together, these cities form one of the most exceptional cultural landscapes in the Balkans, representing the architectural heritage of the Ottoman Empire, blended with Albania's own deeply rooted traditions. Even from afar, their silhouettes carry a sense of permanence. They seem to hold the memory of centuries, resisting time, conflict, and change with grace and strength. Berat's story begins more than 2,400 years ago, long before the arrival of the Ottomans. It was a thriving Illyrian settlement, then a Roman town, and later a Byzantine stronghold. But what makes Berat truly extraordinary is how its layers of history survived nearly intact, revealing themselves in the city's buildings, streets, monuments, and neighborhoods. The great fortress of Berat, known as Kalaja, sits proudly on a rocky hilltop. Unlike many medieval forts, this one was a living fortress, home to entire communities who built churches, homes, shops, and workshops inside its protective stone walls. Even today, families still live within the ancient citadel, surrounded by Byzantine churches, each one decorated with centuries-old frescoes and icons. Below the fortress stretch the iconic neighborhoods of Mangalam and Gorica. Their white Ottoman-style houses, stacked atop one another, create the famous pattern of windows that earned Berat its poetic nickname. The Osum River flows between the two neighborhoods, with the Gorica Bridge linking their histories and communities. What makes Berat special is not just its architecture, but its spirit, a place where Christianity and Islam coexisted peacefully for centuries. The city became a center of religious tolerance, home to mosques, churches, and monastic complexes that stood side by side, blending cultural influences in a uniquely Albanian way. Traveling south, the landscape grows harsher, the mountains more dramatic, and perched on the slopes of the Drino Valley lies Gjirokastër. This city, with its steep cobbled streets and grey stone houses, feels like stepping into a different world. Its traditional homes, called kulas, were designed like small fortresses, built to protect families during turbulent centuries of tribal conflicts and invasions. These multi-story houses feature stone roofs, high defensive walls, wooden balconies, water cisterns, and large guest rooms that served as the heart of family life. They represent an architectural style found almost nowhere else in the world. Above the city rises the massive Gjirokastër fortress, watching over the valley like a silent guardian. Its long history includes medieval battles, uprisings, and later, use as a prison. Today it houses a military museum and the famous National Folk Festival, where Albania's songs, dances, and traditions come alive every 5 years. But beyond the stone and history, Gjirokastër is a city of stories. It is the birthplace of the writer Ismail Kadare, whose novels immortalized its stone streets, mysterious houses, and ancient legends in world literature. The entire city feels like a narrative woven from rock, memory, and folklore. Both Berat and Gjirokastër are masterpieces of Ottoman urban planning, yet each expresses a different cultural identity. In Berat, the architecture feels light, bright, and elegant. Houses are arranged to maximize sunlight and river views, with large windows, carved wooden interiors, and geometric decorations. In Gjirokastër, the buildings are heavier, more monumental, reflecting the harsh climate and mountainous terrain. The colors were designed not only for beauty but for survival, turning homes into living fortresses with defensive towers, protective gates, and ingenious internal layouts. In both cities, craftsmen and artisans played a major role in shaping the landscape. Stonemasons, woodcarvers, metalworkers, and icon painters left their marks on every corner. Churches in Berat hold rare Byzantine frescoes and icons painted by masters like Onofre, whose use of vivid colors became legendary. In Gjirokastër, the stone roofs and finely carved wooden ceilings show a level of craftsmanship passed down through generations. These artistic traditions reflect the multicultural history of the region, blending Ottoman, Byzantine, Illyrian and Balkan influences into something uniquely Albanian. What makes Berat and Gjirokastër remarkable is not only their architecture, but the fact that people still live in these historic homes. Markets fill the streets, families gather on terraces, children play near centuries-old houses, and daily life continues inside settings that look unchanged for hundreds of years. This living heritage is part of what earned these cities UNESCO recognition. The cultural continuity is strong. Traditional music, folk dances, seasonal festivals, and local crafts remain a vibrant part of community life. In Berat, the harmony between religious groups continues today, reflecting the city's long history of coexistence. In Gjirokastër, storytelling, folk songs, and literature carry the memory of past generations into the present. In 2005, Gjirokastër was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and in 2008, the designation expanded to include Berat. UNESCO recognized these cities for their outstanding examples of Ottoman-era urban design, their preservation of traditional Balkan architecture, and their unique cultural significance. However, preserving living heritage is challenging. Many historic houses require constant care. Earthquakes, weather, urban growth, and economic pressures create ongoing risks. Local governments, international organizations, and community groups work together to restore buildings, protect cultural treasures, and maintain the traditional appearance of streets and neighborhoods. These efforts ensure that future generations can continue to experience the beauty and history of these remarkable cities. Today, Berat and Gjirokastër have become beloved destinations for travelers seeking history, culture, and authenticity. Walking through their streets feels like stepping through the pages of a living history book. Cafes, museums, workshops, and small restaurants blend traditional life with modern creativity. Visitors can explore ancient fortresses, wander through vibrant old markets, visit churches and mosques, enjoy panoramic views, and meet the welcoming people who call these cities home. More than anything, Berat and Gjirokastër remind us that history is not something that sleeps in books. It lives in the stones beneath our feet, in the houses that shelter families, in the stories whispered from one generation to another. These cities continue to breathe, grow, and shine, standing as powerful symbols of Albania's identity. And that was the story of Berat and Gjirokastër, Albania's twin jewels of stone and light. From white hillside houses to towering stone fortresses, from ancient frescoes to timeless traditions, these historic cities reveal how culture endures, adapts, and thrives. Thank you for joining this journey with Little English Studio. If you enjoyed exploring these UNESCO treasures, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories of world heritage told in clear and simple English. See you in the next episode.